Hey guys, my name is Zodiac and welcome back to another episode of SnowTown here in City Skylines, where guys, last episode we finally added in the brand new modes of public transport to get to the other side of the river. We extended our subway line with an elevated metro, and we also implemented our first monorail line, which is quite a long line when you think about it, from getting on one side of the city to the other and crossing the river. It is beautiful. Today I want to try and focus on getting all the heating implemented into SnowTown. It's been a while since we've been building this wonderful town, this series, and it's only now we're implementing heating, because at the moment they're using more electricity than they should be because they're trying to heat their homes, and we're going to try and add in the hot water network, boys. It's going to be beautiful, and as always we're going to add a few little improvements here, there and everywhere, and hopefully do some infrastructure expansions or progress or plan where we're going to go in the future. Now, as always guys, if you do enjoy SnowTown, I want to see more of it in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. Now, this is what we implemented in. This is the kind of crossover stop right now of our kind of whole metro line. Let me just pause it for a second. Where it will extend and follow the highway going up and round. But at the moment, it comes a nice little crossover point between this little metro as well, and it takes us all the way underground to the downtown section over the other side of the river. We also implemented in our little monorail too, which goes from the ore industry over here almost all the way to the oil industry. We didn't take it that far, but it is quite a long little ride that they do take right now, and we've got 260 people using the monorail, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. So I want to take a look at then, guys, let's go to utilities, to the heating, the hot water stations. And we're going to take a look at getting all this set up. Now, it does require me as well adding in the hot water pipes, and I think you can upgrade them. There we go. So it carries cold water and hot water. But we need to place in a few of these little stations. I don't know what the capacity is going to be. Or you just say our capacity there, our heating consumption. It's in megawatts. We have the potential to place down the boiler station, which has a heating output of 120. Or we have the geothermal heating plant, which has a heating output of 80. Now, it's not as much. It is a bit cheaper to run. But I think we're going to go for these boiler stations. Now, they're actually quite small, so we've got to plan a nice little spot to place them down. So I'm thinking we try and utilize this area a little bit more. We have this road here, which you can bring down and follow along with this. So let me just work out the spacing. So if that comes up by 16, and if I pick a spot here and bring this up by 16, then this by 50 here should allow us, so 14 by 14 there, to have a nice little running grid again, where we can extend the road network there, the lines, and then implement in a couple of our beautiful little boiler stations, which is going to provide hopefully all the hot water. Well, at the moment it will provide all the hot water for both sides of the river until I do set up my very own utility section like I've got over here. But that's where we're going to get up and running. Now, how big were they again? I've already forgotten. They're quite small, so I could maybe even go as far as to creating a little cut-in road. So that is 16. 8, and then maybe tear down by 10. And by 10 there. Just keep after the main cut-through road. And place a couple in then. So I could place one there. Ooh, that one there gets hooked onto that. And then we're going to have to take a look at upgrading this. So, well, first then, let me make they need power. That's the first thing first. There we go. First thing is that they got power, and then we have to then upgrade the pipes to being able to transport that hot water. So if I first connect up the two stations via it, and then we slowly upgrade our network, So it does become a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad to do. And eventually moving forward with doing this, we then need to make sure that all the new areas that we do build, we're placing down all this heat and stuff. Now, what are these guys complaining about at the minute? Not enough heat. Now, why is there not enough heat? Why is there not enough heat? Because we don't have enough heat in production. That's why there's not enough heat, boy. Right, we'll place down another one there and another one here. And we might as well just kind of cut it across there. So that means the heating production is now way over the top to what we need. So, oh, that's probably why, because that pipe there is also not upgraded. Oh, and this one too. Okay, I've got to be careful what pipes are upgraded and what are not upgraded. So this now means, is everybody else going to complain? Or just the one? No, I think the only ones that complain are the ones that are kind of hooked up with heating pipes and they don't have heating. So that then provides all the heating there. And it's going to be interesting when we start implementing it in all of the residential areas. So let me just get all these little bits done here. So they're already complaining there's no heat, but once I get the pipes all connected up, we are good to go. So there we go. They're now all hooked up with the heating. Beautiful. Is it... this is what I don't get. And I'd love someone to explain it to me in the comment section. What is the benefit of the heating versus not using it? Does it then allow us to have more power? Because they're not using the heating from the power, if that makes sense? If I take a look at this now, 785 is what our consumption is. So I'll be really interested to know what the benefit is. Does it change, like, do the roads not get covered in snow as much? As silly as that sounds, because we have this underfloor pipe and heating, if that makes sense. I don't know what the true benefit is. So if anyone can let me know in the comment section, guys, that would be greatly appreciated. So do this little industrial area here. Right, I just want to get that in. And then I want to see, does it change much of my electricity? So it does, yeah. Okay, so that's one benefit then. It's using less electric because we have our own dedicated heating areas. Right. So this is actually quite a big job, isn't it? I think for now we'll probably only do this side of the river. I think we're going to do this side to begin with because it is quite a big job to get it all in. And for some reason, like I know I'm zoning that there, it's already red over here. I don't know why. It's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, we'll only do this side to begin with. And then I'm going to want to look at doing some sweet expansions to our road network. And getting some future projects in the pipeline. Because this side of the river at the minute is very griddy. You know, we have created a big grid. And we're going to try and not get away from it too much. But we're going to add a little bit of character in these areas. Well, let me tear through the middle first. There we go. And then we just go around the outsides. It's not as... Let me pause it. Is it easy to pause and do it? No, the upgrade is not as fluid as you would like it. Alright, it's a little bit quicker now. But yeah, it's not as fluid and as quick and upgrading as you would like it to be. But it's still good nonetheless. Right, this whole area should now be done, right? Yeah. Alright, sweet. Okay, we'll leave it for that for now. So they should all have heating. Let's go back into play mode then. Make sure that they are all set up and I haven't missed anybody. But this whole side now has heat on this side of the island. It's becoming more lucrative to live on this side. Now, they do require, from what I can see there, oil. That is what they're asking for straight away. Now, the good thing is they live right next door to the oil industry. So it should be quick and simple, easy refills to keep those boilers going. But yeah, not too bad. They're going to love it in these new heated houses. We're now living in the future, boys. The future! But yeah, we do have a grid thing, like, format going on right now, which I do want to slightly try to step away from it so it's more sprawly and bendy and stuff like what's going on over here. So what I want to do is this road that cuts through, I want it to kind of bend and run up so it's parallel with this road on this side here. Run up, which will lead up to this end of this peninsula, which is one way to kind of then start making everything turn at an angle. And then also try and get a road to run down that way as well, but I think I might bring it down this way and then cut across before we then start thinking about progressing over to this side of the river. But we are going to need to reclaim some more little bit of that land. So let me first then, let me buy these areas. How much have I got? 5 million. Okay, so I'm going to buy a load of these areas over here, just so I can push the camera angle back a bit. I can get to work with it a little bit more easy. But I want it to kind of go underneath the highway. At this stage at the moment, the highway currently is on ground level, so I need to elevate it. It kind of does slowly start to progress after this junction down. So keep it all elevated, just like the bridges, and it will allow us to kind of build that road under, but also reclaim a little bit more of this land back to slightly narrow the river down. Now, we're going to have to select all of the roads. So let me first, we'll take it from, let me do it from this angle. We'll take it from here and bring it right down to there. And what I'll do is I'll try and select all of this to there. There's no other little bits and bobs in the middle. And then make them, so let's view it from this angle. Align them to the height of that. But then I also have to upgrade these roads to being elevated as well. There we go. So it doesn't bring up the terrain with it. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And then let's do these ones over here. So I won't worry about this side for now. Just leave that as it is. Let me just get the bridge back in. There we go. So the bridge is going across the river, looking nice. And it pretty much progresses us and gets us ready then for building in this area, because then the highway's elevated. And I'm thinking as well, do you reckon it'll be a good idea to, if I do put that road running parallel here, create a little on-off ramp on this little area? Because there's one up there, and that would probably, well, that's going to be the only one at the minute, isn't it, for over here? So it probably would be a good idea over here. But let me pause again, and we're going to now reclaim some land. Where's the box that allows me to change the stats? Because if that don't appear, it's going to take me a while to get this done. Where is that? What's going on? Boys! I can't do the land stuff without the box. I can't do it. Oh snap, it's all messing up right now. So I could do it like this. It would take me so long to do it like this. So long. I could smooth it out. But that's no good, is it? Is it because that's appearing? No. Where's the box that normally pops up? Oh man. Do I have to reload my game now? I don't really want to do that. But this is going to take some time, isn't it? It's all going wrong, boys. It's all legit going wrong. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to do to run it all up. Anyway, just kind of reclaim that little strip that we kind of should have. And then, does it really not want to load up? It really doesn't, does it? Okay, I've sparked the brush options there. Okay, if I... Hold on. Hold on. Where did that come from again? Right, if I increase the brush size here, does that apply? No, it doesn't apply to those brushes. Oh, man. Oh, the tree brush. But no terrain brush. Interesting. Okay, anyway. So this road will come down. And it will bend to follow up. And I'm thinking about using it as the road against the river. Because that will be a pretty solid road to kind of use. It'll be like this, where some bits it's kind of close to it, some a little bit further away. I mean, probably like how this road here is going to be, but maybe a tad bit closer. And that'll run down there, and we get to build all of in the middle and add stuff in. But we're going to try and get away from this grid effect there. I might do some like suburbs going down here, or I might even make this whole peninsula very much like, you know, Manhattan in New York, where it's like very high density, huge skyscraper buildings and whatnot. There's many ways in which I could progress to kind of build up this area, but you got to get away from the old grid effect right now and do some like sprawling suburbs and whatnot. But this is really annoying how it doesn't load up. See, it loads up there, but not for here. Sad time, guys. It's a sad time. So I could spend hours doing it like this, but I think the easiest thing for me to do right now is to freaking reload the game so I can get my terrain tools back. How dare you? It's now back, boys. It's now officially back. We're back in business. No idea why that happened, but hey-ho. There we go. So we're going to extend this up a bit then. I should actually pause it while I'm doing these kind of land reclamations. I'm not going too much over because I want to try and, you know... Oh, hold on. Let me undo that. Bam. I want to try and, to a certain extent, keep the wideness of the river. But I feel like when we get to this point here, because it kind of bends out and bows out, which is quite natural, I want to slightly push it back a bit. And there is a little bit of a dip here. Rather than flatten it, I'm going to smooth it all out. Smooth it all out, boys. There we go. It's quite a dominant line there, isn't it? Let me check this out. Damn. But yeah, that's what's going to happen there. We'll put it into play mode now for a bit. While it all slowly comes together. But I'm trying to follow the line to where that river would be. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So how's the flooding? Terrible. Right, that's a big wave coming in. Oh no. Oh no. It's a good job. I could reset the sea level. Oh, I got worried then it weren't going to reset. But yeah, there we go. We've cleaned it back. We made it a little bit more solid. We've created a huge little puddle in the middle. But that's because we've reset the sea level. But that will eventually evaporate. Well, at least I think it will. And we are now going to try and get this road here parallel. Now, to do that, the simple and easiest way for it to happen would be if I brought this down parallel, like here, and that is 110, so it is a solid number, but then that is kind of going completely off my bend. So how about I bring it down from here instead? So 115. Do you know what? It's not as square and as parallel as I thought it was going to be honest with you. So I think what we do is, rather than do that, we kind of... Actually, let me do that again. So why is that coming down, by the way? That is... Okay, we'll go 110. And if I go from there... Do you know what? I can actually bend it myself. It's not an issue. So if I brought this out here by 40... And then I'm going to have to anarchy this in. To go down, let's say, there. Right. And then we'll bring this out, bend it up, and then we'll kind of create a little bend there to kind of flow with the land. Obviously, I don't want this road here. But at least now I have an idea of where that's going to head. So that will just progress to go in that direction. So we'll create a little bit of a bend here. And obviously one there as well. But let's see how far this sticks out. So we'll come out by 20. $16 by 16. Glorious. And then let's go for this one here. So this happens quite far up, so I'm thinking I can get another 10 out of that. It's like it's barely a bend, but it's just enough to kind of get us in to a solid grid format that might build us up for a potential Manhattan-style peninsula. So there's me on one hand going, yo, gotta get away from these grids. But then I've set myself up quite nicely for more grids down here. But I can make this area before we kind of progress into it not so griddy. And then we kind of have like a nice little flow. Yeah, that's just to get this area griddy. So slight little bend there. We can do some cool stuff leading up to underneath. Do you know what? That doesn't look that high, does it? Now looking at it. How high is that? There's a height of 7. Right, what's the height over on this side? 10. 12. That's a... Hold, what's going on here? Height of 7. Height of 9. It's like somehow it's angled itself still. I don't get that. Oh, do you know what it could be? It could be from when we like had to upgrade it from the elevated road to a bridge in a way. So I'm gonna have to redo that again now, aren't I? Which is quite annoying. So let me not select trees. And also not select the road underneath. There we go. So if I look at it again from this angle, it should now technically... No. Rise up from this one. There we go. Bumped up slightly. Yeah, I thought it looked a little bit weird there, but we're all okay. Which gives enough ground clearance for that road there. Good stuff. Okay. So it becomes even more sharp incline, but I don't mind that too much. It doesn't really matter. It don't really matter. But there we go. See, the more I look at this, I don't know if I'm feeling... Why couldn't I have had that going to a straight road? Right. You know how indecisive I can be, boys. Hold on. So it's straight there. And that's going to pass through going in that direction. So, if I bend it here instead, 12 by 12. And delete this, because that road there will kind of come down and cross over that way onto this kind of island. But that's better now, right then. I don't mind that the land kind of slips away, because, you know, we could play around with this. It gives us room to do on and off ramps or whatever it may be that we kind of progress to doing. I could still get this road technically connected like that in the crisscross format, or I might change it. I don't know. I don't know yet. It'll be an interesting one. But yeah, I could... How heavily is this turn-off road being used? Not too much just yet at the minute. I mean, some vehicles like to turn off and go all the way down. But where this is eventually the highway's going to come round, cut across, and then connect up to there, we could definitely do with a turn-off. Maybe there. If not there, maybe on this side. But then it depends on how we kind of progress and cross them over the other side. Many, many options, boys. Many, many options right now. Let me turn the anarchy off again. So how is the heating? Let's take a look at these guys. Heating. It's all good. They're loving it. Those guys are going to require it very soon. So I might as well then take a look at adding some more heating in. It does become quite the annoyance. But if I get it progressing up to this one side, they're going to have heating. Which my heating consumption is now going to slowly decrease. Or increase, sorry. As we now wanting more people to use. Actually, I don't know if it works like that. Because the consumption, does that also equate to them using the electricity? I think it might do. But by doing all this, I am reducing the amount of people using electricity. And we all know how expensive using electricity to do heating is, boys. We all know this. And I know this very, very wisely. I used to live in a house that didn't have a gas boiler. You're completely sidetracking right now. It had an electric one. Which means all my central heating and hot water was done off an electric boiler. And oh my! Did I know how expensive that was? Very expensive. Right, here we go. Get all this side done here. And let me just double check that all is all set up. Do that there. Right, I'm going to take it just up to here. For both sides. We're going to have to anarchy the connection here in. Because of how awkward it is. So we'll take it directly up to the highway. That's all we're going to go for today. The local government in SnowTown is making some heavy investments into this infrastructure frontage right now. Don't have a pipe there. There we go. And that should add all it in for those guys. Yeah. And how far did we go over here then? So we only did this one side. So it's slowly coming in. They will have heating soon. Oh, we missed that one there. Oops, a daisy. Alright. You should now have your heating, boys. There we go. There we go. And no one else is complaining just yet. Oh, that weird bug's now gone. No one else is complaining just yet because we don't have the hot water pipes set up. But at least those guys have it in. We have it in to a certain extent, which is nice. And I feel like this area should be nice and squiggly and round and whatnot. There's many things that we kind of need to add in. So if you guys in the comment section want to give me some suggestions on what we focus on next in SnowTown, that'd be pretty cool if you guys could give me some ideas of what we should add in next. I do want to add in a university. That's the only education platform that we don't have in yet. And I don't know if it would be a good idea to utilize this island here as being like, you know, maybe there or in the middle as being a university. Or I get two universities, like a normal one and like a liberal arts or the construction one in on one side. I could get all three universities on here, to be honest with you, but I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Which actually could be a cool idea to get all three variations of university on this island. That would be like a sweet... We could call it the education island. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would do. I like it. But it's quite weird for the most part. But we got our heating in anyway. That is the main thing that we didn't have in SnowTown. It's one of the big main things that we didn't have in. Education is still really, really low, which is... I love that. because everyone's got a job. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's rocking and rolling right now. We've got this plan now to kind of start creating this peninsula, which I do like the idea of creating like our very own style Manhattan, but we kind of have to be a little bit careful with the amount of traffic that's going to cause. And that's when you have to then start thinking about these 2 roads here might not be enough if I did something like that. We might have to, I'm trying to think of ways in we can extend the highway. It might be that we have to create like an underground highway. And maybe I could do something coming off here where it goes into a tunnel up to there. And it's like, it could be like a sunken highway that we run through one of the sides. Or maybe I just make like a sunken road in general that could be a bypass. Like a single lane highway rather than a big multi-junction one. I mean, it could be an idea, but it's also then how we're going to progress to get the traffic in and out. But that is ideas and planning for another situation. But if I did it properly, we might not need the ability to add in highways. It depends on what you're placing down there. Because if it's residential and commercial, maybe not. If you do a good public transport infrastructure, you don't need to utilize it as much. And we've also got to think about doing ferries going across. That could also be another way to reduce the amount of traffic. But that is all stuff we slowly progress to. It is a huge headache for another episode. But it's getting us set up anyway. We've got the heating in. Some potential ideas and expansions and ideas for this island. We haven't really done much this episode. But what it leads us to doing in the future episodes is freaking huge right now. And I think on that note, guys, we are going to end it for here. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So, good. Bye.